public comment for the consent agenda or items that are not on the agenda?
I just wanted to thank my neighbors for coming out and, of course, the response online for the Halleck-Beach dog park that we're trying to save at this point. It's been encouraging to see residents engage for such a good cause. So most readers know I started writing The Evil Eye after being a victim of gun violence just 2 blocks from here, in front of Pete's while I was walking my dog. And it can change your perspective on things. I think if it happened to any of the 5 of you, it would probably change your perspective. The other thing that's changed my perspective is my son. This is who I fight for in the city. Not Santa Claus, but my dog and my son and my wife, my family. So for me, this is about more than a dog park. Our Park Avenue district is literally crumbling. Landscaping has fallen into such a state of disrepair. A tree nearly killed a couple of my neighbors. The plaza, it's not a plaza. It's a parking lot with dying palm trees. There hasn't been an event there in 5 years. Space across from Mr. Bowder's house, I can't tell you how many C-Click Fix tickets I've submitted there. Small businesses, they have to be their own meter maids, okay? I can't even walk to Target without a can of mace in my hand. Crime is up 18% for the year, okay? So I have no other choice but to fight for my neighbors when my elected officials aren't getting it done. I'm sorry. Now, as far as the park, I know council's going to say, you know, Rob's spreading misinformation. We didn't defund the project. We just delayed it for a year, and we're going to use the money allocated for something else. But any misinformation that you feel is being spread, it's because of your poor communication. Here are the facts. This project was funded 10 months ago. 5 months ago, drawings were approved. In that 10 months, the city hasn't even initiated conversations with Oakland. Diane, you agreed to reach out to Lynette Gibson McElhaney. Did you? You didn't. Your reasons for not wanting to do this, too many challenges. I just got off the phone with Joe DeVries. He's assistant to the city attorney, or city manager. It took me 1 phone call. You know, he told me there were some challenges, admittedly, but he actually sounded kind of optimistic, you know, that this could be done. So what I'm hearing from the city is, I just get the feeling you guys don't want to do it, but the community wants it. I'm just not buying the excuse that we can't have a bathroom at Temescal Park, which is in Oakland, by the way, and a dog park. The theoretical Sherwin Park that was supposed to be built in 2020 or later, according to the developer, my dog will be dead by then. Not going to be helpful for me. John, we elected you to advocate for our neighborhood. One of the first actions is you do this. I mean, these aren't sexy issues. They're not going to get you recognized by Barbara Lee, but they'll get you recognized by your neighbors. So please.
Okay, thank you, Rob. It's now next speaker's turn.
I want to give the petition to Sherry Hart, as well as the resolution that clearly states that that land is Emeryville's jurisdiction.
Okay, is there any other public speakers on items? These are items on the consent calendar or not on the agenda?
It's on the previous issue, the previous just spoken on. My name is Ray Kidd. I am the co-chair of the West Oakland Neighbors, which is a neighborhood group for the Clausen McClymonds neighborhood just on the other side of the border. I was here last year to speak in favor of the dog park, which is in our neighborhood, the proposed dog park, and I was very pleased when the council approved that and had made it funding for it. And I just think I wanted to basically, number one, speak in behalf, in support of my colleague Lauren Westrich's letter to you all about how this is a really vital piece of what's happening in our neighborhood in West Oakland. It's right on the border. It's on the Oakland-Emeryville border. My understanding is that this piece of land is in Oakland, but Emeryville owns it, and Emeryville has taken legal responsibility for maintaining it. And there's nothing really very much that you can use for that kind of space under the freeway or under an overpass. It's really not very viable for much of anything, but a dog park is needed, and it draws people. And it's something that I think would be a great amenity for both communities, Oakland and Emeryville. And I believe that there, I looked at you, I think your capital, 5-year capital budget is like $115 million. We're talking about 280,000, I think it is. It's very, very minute part. And as Rob said, I can't see that you couldn't have this as well as the improvements to the Temescal Park, which is also shared by Oakland and Emeryville. So I just want to emphasize, I think it would be, penny wise and pound foolish not to go ahead and fund this and get it started so that we have it sooner rather than later. Thank you for your attention.
Hi, I'm Cindy Warner, and I just want to give a quick shout out from the marina. I have a boat, and we have lots of dogs at the marina. We also have a strict leash law, and it's been enforced more strictly in the last year or two. So we would love to have a place to run and play and be free and meet our neighbors. It'd be great to get the transients of the marina into the neighborhood and to meet maybe more stable people and build a sense of community that way. Our dogs are just part of it's the best thing about living at that marina, having our dogs. And a dog park is something everyone can use, no matter who they are. So, thanks.
Anyone else for items not on the agenda or on the consent calendar?
I'm not going to take 3 minutes because she won't let me. But, you know, how I met a lot of people, I moved here from Georgia, met a lot of people because of our dog. And it's a way to bring the community together. And she loves dogs. And I just think it's just a way everybody looks out for each other. Everybody knows, I know that person because they walk their dog. Or they might know the dog and not know the person, actually. And that's what happens a lot. But I think it'd be great to have a dog park. And if she could articulate that, she'd probably say the same thing. So, all right, you guys have a good day.
Any other speakers? Mr. Carpio, you've already spoken on this, so.
Oh, he spoke at the successor agency.
But, well, I guess that's true. He didn't.
It was.
My name's Marilyn Boucher. I'm a Emeryville business owner. I'm not a resident, not a dog owner. I didn't speak for the dog park when it was first considered several months ago, but I was at that meeting because the section of the Greenway, as yet unimproved, that's adjacent to my building, was on the same agenda. And I can't help but recognize why people who showed up for that meeting for the dog park and advocated for it so strongly are feeling very disappointed to find out that that decision was later changed to put off this decision. I was very impressed, having some experience of trying to get people to come to the city council, with how many people came out and how strongly they felt about having the dog park. And it also sounded like they weren't just asking the city to give them something. They've been working to try to find other grants, et cetera, et cetera. And as someone who's become something of a council watcher, you know, I have to say that if you want to be a council that's recognized as being responsive to public opinion, transparent, and keep their commitments and stick by their decisions, then, you know, I feel that changing the timeline on the dog park is a bad decision for your part. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Carpio.
I think I'm going to make a little drama. I'm a dissenter on the dog park. My friend Rob wants to push it, but I see an issue in which we are going to sink money for something that is strictly animal. And what I'm looking at the homeless situation, and I'm looking at the food line at ECAP there, where we do not even have a toilet. There is no sanitation facility for these people who are begging to get some free food or food, you know. And so we also have a toilet right here at the end of the park, and that's for the kid to skateboard. So, I mean, it's $250,000, and we are going to sink money for animals, basically, and we disregard the plight of the homeless, and I just don't like it, you know. I mean, you love your dog, I love my dog, and my dog didn't live more than 7 years, and he got sick and cost me money to the vet and all that. So, I mean, we have to set our priority here, you know. Are we dealing with animals or we're human, you know? So, sorry, bye.
Okay, anyone else on any issue not on the consent calendar or not on the agenda? Yes.
Hi, I'm Michelle Shadows. I'm the harbor master from Emeryville Marina, and I'm actually here for a different reason. I'm here to let you guys know about an event we have coming up a week after this Saturday, week from this Saturday on the 18th, to celebrate the sports fishing fleet out at Emeryville Marina. We're one of the last landings that has a sports fishing fleet. And this is designated to be a family-friendly event where we have lots of activities and stuff going on to introduce maybe even people from Emeryville and the surrounding areas that don't even know that we have 2 marinas at the end of Powell Street. So this is something that we are working with in conjunction with the City of Emeryville, the Emeryville Yacht Club, Emery Cove, Fish Emeryville, which is the sports fishing concessionaire, and Prop SF, so, and as well as Emeryville on the Bay. So I'm coming here as a personal invitation. Thank you, Cindy. I'm coming out to you tonight as a personal invitation. We'd love to have all of you and anyone in the room that would like to come down and see what's happening at the facility. Come and join us. There are flyers at City Hall, as well as being sent out throughout town, emails and that type of information. And I brought some additional ones with me tonight that I'd like to leave in case anybody here hasn't gotten one and would like one. So if I can answer any questions about the event, I'm happy to do so, but I was just coming by to say hi and let you know that we have this going on in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah, anyone else for items not on the agenda? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make one statement, is that all right?
Okay.
And I've been advised by the city attorney that to limit my remark simply because of the Brown Act, and so it's not a disrespect to everyone who came here that I'm not going to say more than I can. But I wanted to first thank every person who came out this evening, and in addition to all the people who came out, I want to thank every person who took the time to write an email to us. And for every person who wrote an email, I had a response and an invitation to meet with me, and many of you took that opportunity over the last week, and I'm very grateful to you for doing that. That's how community is built. And I am not the least bit offended by the opinions you had, the remarks you made. None of those things are wrong or invalid. Feelings are real. Your opinion matters. So what I would like to do, because it should not be you come to the podium and you provide input and the conversation ends. That's not a conversation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually doing something that's very untraditional for me. I'm creating a blog because I don't have social media basically at all. I've never used Facebook. But I'm creating a blog, and before the end of this week, I will post responses to FAQs, which are basically the comments I received, the conversations I've had, the comments that were made tonight. I think it's important that all the information we received throughout this process be made available to you, and there's no reason why that can't happen. And in my opinion, I heard from many people that they felt that they didn't know things were happening, and so the best thing to do at this point is to take that step, which is to make sure you have that information. It was not withheld from anybody, but we will make it available. And the follow-up to that will also be that sharing information back is not dialogue. So I, with the support of my colleagues, will be asking for your indulgence to allow me to host a town hall on this issue here at City Hall for those who are interested. And once you have all that information, we can then have a conversation about all the pieces at one time. So if council supports that, that's what I'd like to ask.
Mayor, I want to thank Vice Mayor Bowders for his leadership on making sure that this is a transparent issue, and I would support wholeheartedly a town hall to address folks' concerns.
That seems good to me, too.
So
Is this a problem with the Brown Act or anything by just saying that?
I want to emphasize that this is not an agendized item, that this is the time for the public to provide comment to the City Council. So I will ask that the Council limit their discussion to where we are now. I think I hear direction from the City Council about a general sense of wanting to establish a town hall, and so we can arrange for that. But I will ask that at this point, in order to comply with the Brown Act, that we end this discussion, not out of any disrespect for the folks that spent their time to come here tonight, but in order to comply with the requirements of the government code and the Brown Act. So I think we hear some direction, and that's fine. But I will ask that we end the discussion of this item at this point.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
So the last thing I just have to say is the blog will be located at johnbowders.wordpress.com. I can't believe I just did that, but that's the best, that's information. So by the end of the week, I should have something there that will have responses to the questions I receive most frequently from everybody.